Let's continue looking at algebra. This time we will look at these properties. They're called the commutative property, the associative property, and the distributive property. Now, commutative property. The word commute means to travel. Alright? I remember a long time ago I saw a bus, a Toyota Hiace commuter. The Toyota Hiace commuter is still a popular. The Toyota Hiace is a popular bus, but I haven't seen that version that's called commuter in a long time. Also, if you listen to the news and other programs from overseas, they're talking about the trains. They talk about commuter train, right? Because these trains carry people commuting from one place to another. So we look at the commutative property. Now, if you have, for example, 3 plus 5, this will be equal to 5 plus 3. Now, what that means is that 3 traveled to the left hand side, to the right hand side from the left, and 5 traveled to the left. You get the same answer. The answer, of course, is going to be 8. Alright? So when you say 5 plus 3 is equal to 8, you could very well also say 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Right? Five plus 3 is equal to 8 means the same as 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. When you put the 3 and the 5 together, it doesn't matter which position you put them in. If 3 travels to the right and 5 travels to the left, it doesn't matter. Alright? So that's a commutative property. Let's try again with 3 numbers now. So we see that addition so far obeys the commutative property. Suppose we have 2 plus 7 plus 10. That will be equal to what? 7 and 10, 17, 18, 19, 19. 2 plus 7 plus 10 is equal to 19. Now, let 2 travel to the second position and 7 travel to the first position. The 7 and 2 have commuted a while ago. They've traveled. 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 10 is 19. Right. So far we see that addition obeys the commutative property because it has commutative property. Addition has commutative property because it doesn't matter which position the numbers travel to, which position they commute to. Suppose we have 10. 10 commutes from third to second position and 2 commutes from second to the last position. 7 plus 10 is 17 plus 2, 19. So addition has commutative property. Generally, x plus y is the same as y plus x. Alright? Now, let us try subtraction. Let's see if subtraction has commutative property. Suppose we have, let's say 7 minus 3. Is it the same as 3 minus 7? 7 minus 3 is 4. If you take 3 from 7, you're left with 4. But 3 minus 7 is going to be the negative 4. Alright? What this is saying is you have $7 million and you don't really want to use it to do a project, so you borrow $3 million. Your net worth would be $4 million. Alright? Your net worth would be 4. Because you owe the bank $3 million. You could very well pay them off. But for right now, you could very well pay them off. Alright? And give back your $3 million. But if you have $7 million in your account, but at the same time you owe $3 million, you could settle everything by paying the $3 million, taking 3 out of the 7, pay it, and end up with $4 million. That's what it means. Now, suppose you have $3 million in your account, but no, you owe $7 million. Your net worth is negative $4 million. So that's what this means. Alright? Now, the fact is 7 minus 3 and 3 minus 7 are not the same number, so subtraction does not have commutative property. Suppose we try multiplication. If we say 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6, let us make 3 commute to the front and 2 commute to the back. 3 commutes to the front, it travels to the front. 2 goes around, commutes to the back. 3 by 2 is 6. It does work. Suppose we try 3 numbers. Let's try 3 numbers. We have 3 times 5 times 10 is equal to 3, 5, 15. 15 by 10, 150. We have 150. Let's see what happens here when they commute. If subtraction has commutative property, when you try 3 numbers, what we want to do is move the 10, make the 10 commute right to the front. Let 3, alright, 10 commute to the front. Good. 3 commute to the middle and 5 commute to the back. 10 by 3 is 30. 30 by 5 is 150. It seems to be working so far. Suppose we switch the 3 and the 5. Make 3 go to the back and 5 commute to the middle. 10 by 5 is 50. 50 by 3, 150. So it doesn't matter where you put them, where they commute to, where they travel to. So multiplication has commutative property. So therefore, generally we could say x multiplied by y is the same as y multiplied by x. Good. Let's say we look at the associative property now. Associative property. What it's really saying, as an example, is that 4 plus 6 plus 3, where you put 6 and 3 in the bracket, is the same as 4 plus 6 plus 3, and you put 4 and 6 in the bracket. You do what is in the bracket first. 6 and 3, 6 plus 3 is 9. So 4 plus 9. That would be what? 13. Let's see if it works here. Do what is in the bracket first. 6 and 4 is 10. 10 plus 3 is the same, 13. Alright. This is associative property. The associative property. Now, generally, this is commutative property. A general statement for associative property is that x plus y, or let us use a, b, and c. A plus b plus c, where b and c in bracket, is same as a plus b plus c, where a and b are in the bracket. One thing you can do to remember these is that some company names has in the term associates. For example, Brown, Harris and Associates Limited. Their associates would be like business partners, persons who are connected with the company. Now, the bracket is like the four walls of an office, and there's a meeting. The associates are meeting in the office. So you have 6 and 3 associating with each other. They're having a meeting. And then 4 and 6 are associating with each other inside the bracket in the room. So these are having a meeting. So associates have meetings inside the office, and the office would be enclosed by the brackets. All right, so that's the associative property. Doesn't matter which one you put in the bracket. Now let's look at the distributive property. Oh, before we look at distributive property, we need to try subtraction. 3, let's not use 3. Let's use 7 minus 3 minus 2. Is it equal to 7 minus 3 minus 2? When you have 3 and 2 in the brackets, and you have 7 and 3 in the brackets. Let's see. 3 minus 2 is 1. So it's 7 minus 1 is equal to 6. Here 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 minus 2. You do what is in the bracket first. Remember, 7 minus 3 is 4. Then 4 minus this 2 now is 2. So it doesn't work with subtraction. Right? Subtraction doesn't have associative property. Let's try multiplication. Suppose you have 2 times 3 times 4. No. 2 by 3 by 4. Let us put 3 and 4 in the brackets here, and let's just put 2 and 3 in the brackets here. 3 by 4 is 12. So 2 times 12 is 24. Let's see what happens over here. 2 by 3 is 6. 6 by 4 is 24. So here subtraction has associative property. So let's include subtraction in this thing. Multiplication as associative property. Subtraction did not. Multiplication as associative property. So you can say A times B times C is same as A times B times C. When you have B and C in the bracket, do what is in the bracket first. When you multiply B and C first, then by A. Also, when you multiply A and B first, and then by C. Okay. So, addition has associative property. In other words, it doesn't matter which ones you put in the bracket first. The distributive property is something like this. You have 3 times 4 plus 2 is same as 3 by 4 plus 3 by 2. Because if you say 4 plus 2, that's 6. 3 times 6 is 18. You see that? Over the right hand side, 3 by 4 is 12 plus 3 by 2 is 6. 6 plus 12, 18. You can try it with different numbers, it will always work. So, here, remember what happened in this case. You say 3 by 4 plus 3 by 2. 3 by 4 plus 3 by 2. Remember that? Now, to remember that this is a distributive property, what you can say is that what is inside the bracket is like what is inside a wholesale. You go to the wholesale and you take out, you buy 4 and the 2, Then you go in your community to your small shop and you distribute it to different persons, different households in the community, because each person come and buys from you from different households. So you take it outside of the bracket, which is a wholesale, and you send them out all over the community. You distribute it. Alright? So you as a shopkeeper or a distributor. So here now with the distributive property, generally you say A multiplied by X plus Y is the same as AX plus AY. So these are the commutative property, the associative property, and the distributive property. Alright, I will see you in the next video.